Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay.
So I just want to ask you one quick question. How did you become Muslim?
My granddaughter asked me a question, and the question was, how and why did I become Muslim? And first of all, let me start off by saying my name is Amin, and AKA Honey, which I don't go by. My name is Amin from back Somerville, all my life from back. I started back top side, which I used to live at 964 East Locust Avenue. And I went to school at Pastorius, went to elementary school, and then I went to middle school, which was 88 Lewis, and then I went to Martin Luther King High. I am from Somerville. I'm a Somerville baby, born and raised back Somerville. And yeah, when I was young, I used to live at 964 East Locust Avenue, back topside. When I was young, one, two, three, four. I think I left back there when I was maybe 12 or 13, something like that. But anyway, I was coming up when I was one and two. I used to hear my father, my brother father, which was married to my mom, used to call the Adhan all the time in the kitchen. He used to constantly call the Adhan. And then during the month of Ramadan, he would fast. So that means that we would fast, you know. So I used to wonder why he used to call up in the air all the time. And I used to wonder why that we could not never touch this book. It was a book that was wrapped up, but we could not touch this book, and we could not sit in a certain part of the house, which that house was for only him, which was my brother father, which his name was Hop, and they called me Little Hop, even though my brother, that was his father at the time, he wasn't born, but they called me Little Hop. So I used to hear him all the time call the line. And I used to wonder what it was that he was calling. So as I was getting older and older and older, he would, introduce me to certain little things. I would see them praying and I would see them doing this and doing that, and I would wonder what it is. And then one of the things that I noticed that was real serious is when he used to, anytime we used to get in trouble as being, little kids, he would say, Lord be my witness, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And we knew when she said, Lord be my witness, we knew that he was serious about that. But it started when like I said, when I was about 2 or 3, as far as Islam concerned. And I always knew that it was only one God. I knew it was one God. And I my mother's side was Christians, and they kind of like, tried to take me to church. They baptized me and everything else, and I got baptized and this and that. But when I went to church, I never felt it in my heart. I never felt anything, like nothing. It was like going somewhere, just sitting up in a place that was, it was like boring. And I would sit up in there for like 2, 3 hours and just be sitting and listening to the preacher talk and all that kind of stuff and all that. And I was kind of like boring to me. So anyway, as I start to get become older, I started hearing more and more things, learning more and more things. And my brother, father, and my mother, they had separated. So by this time, I'm going to say 14 or 15, 14, 15. By this time, 14, 15. So we had moved, and by this time, we moved back around East Side, uh, between East Side and back Homicide Squad, Norwood Street. It was either Norwood Street or either back uh, Crittenden Street. We always lived back Crittenden Street. My family, they always lived back there. So we constantly went back and forth all the time. And we also lived back Haynes Street as well. I lived back Haynes Street on McMahon. My little cousin Tim, which unfortunately he got killed. He used to live back there across the street from Waterbury. So, as a youngin, I used to live back there as well, back Waterbury with my uncle. So as you can see, I kind of traveled all over Somerville, every part of Somerville, and also Haines Street too, Haines Street as well. And like I said, I start getting older and older and older, and I start ripping and running the streets, man. And you know, I start doing what everybody else was doing, man. I was young at the time, and I wanted things, man. I wanted sneaks, man. I wanted clothes. My mom couldn't afford to buy me the clothes and the sneaks that everybody else had. When they went to school with, and I went to school, man, with the same clothes on all the time. I went to school with shoes, man, that was too small for my feet, man. You know, I went to school with the same clothes on over and over and over again. That's when I was living back topside. And I had a team back there, man. A team back topside, and they really loved me. One thing I could say that I was I'm really loved back in Somerville. I am, man, and I really love them. Started off with Hook, me and Hook, me going over his house every morning, man, before I would go to school and eat breakfast, man. His mom would feed us, and I was hungry, man. I ain't no food, man. My mom did the best she could do, you know. I was hungry. I would go over Hook house, you know, and his mom would feed us breakfast and all of that. So, and not only Hook house, Noodles. Noodles used to live right across the street from me. Everybody know Noodles from back topside. Clay Skip, all of them, Sean and all of them from back topside. Choose, I got kicked out of school messing with Choose Me and Choose, man, every single day. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I was born and raised back some of y'all. It started back topside. Actually, and once I got of age, man, like I said, I started looking around and I wanted the best. I wanted things that people had, man. So I was one of the less fortunate ones that really didn't want to be out there, but I had to get out there because, man, I had to help my mom take care of my little brothers and them, man. I had to. Like, I ain't having a choice. There's some people that had a choice, man. There's some people, man, that they didn't have to get out there. You know what I mean? They didn't have to get out there. They didn't need to get out there. But me, man, I ain't having no choice because my mom didn't have it, man. And I was tired of going to school, man, and everybody teasing me about wearing the same clothes and this and that and this, man. So it was like embarrassing to me, man. So as I got older, we moved back east side. And once I moved back east side, man, that's when everything started and everything began at the age, I'm going to say, of 14 years old, man. So at the age of 14, that's when life really start, uh, life really start rolling for me. I really start understanding the role of me and the role that I had to play as far as with my family, man, and the things that I had to do for my family, you know. And that's how it started at the age of 14, back Somerville, back east side Somerville, where my grandmother lived at for about 80 years. They all was back there by Martin Luther King High School on the corner. So that's where it started, man, at that age of 14. I'm going to end this video for now, man, and I'm going to continue it in part 2. This is part 1 of this video. And like I said, I'm not making this video to be seen, be heard, or for this video to be glorified or nothing like this. I'm just telling y'all a story, man. I'm telling y'all a story of how and why I became Muslim. My grandkids always ask me, you know, me, uh, uh, how I became Muslim and why I became Muslim and what happened and things of that nature. So once again, man, you know, this is not to be glorified. You know, this is, man, only for you, youth, the young ones, the younger brothers, man, to get something out of this, man. I want y'all to get something out of this and stay out the street. This is to help y'all, to help people, man. And those who's thinking about what I've been through when I was their age, when I was the age of between 9 and 14 years old, and how I felt, man, going to school with the same clothes on, and how I felt wearing shoes too small for me, man. So this is part one, like I said, and inshallah, part two going to be coming up soon. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, man, grant us all Jannah that's Muslim now, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pardon us for our sins, and may Allah forgive us for our sins, because we ask for forgiveness, but we also need to be asking Allah to pardon us for them, so we won't be held accountable and be punished for the sins as well. So part two is coming up next, man, and y'all guys can look for part two. And everything that I'm saying on this video, man, is the truth and nothing but the truth, man. So I love y'all, man, and part two is coming up. And this is for my grandkids, man. And for anybody else that went through what I've been through and that's going through it now. So, part two is coming up. Thank y'all, man. And inshallah, part two coming up next. Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullah, wa barakatuh. And, like I said, I'm from Somerville, born and raised, from bottom, top, east, west, and whatever you name it, man. I'm a Somerville baby, uptown baby, for real. Uptown baby, for real, man. And, I got a lot of things to talk about, and a lot of stories, which ain't stories, it's the truth. And I'm praying, man, that you young guys, man, can grab something out of this, man, and stay away from the things, man, that's negative, in this video that I'm starting, which is why and how I became Muslim. I mean,